Sports Information Director Jared Blight here with head coach BJ Jenkins of the men's lacrosse team. Just finished off a 9-8 win against Alfred St in overtime. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
So we got a 4-0 start here for the first time in program history. This is year 7. So talk about how the program continues to mature and talk about this win today.
You know, today's win it was a good one for us. You know, we didn't overly play well at least to our ability. And you know, I told the guys, you know you're becoming a better program when you start winning games that that when you're not playing well. And they really stuck together as a group, and I really appreciated that. And they played real well, and they played real hard together today. Just didn't do some things that we needed to do, but you know, all in all, we come out with a W, and that's what it's all about.
So Alfred State started up 5-0 on us, came back and still took that win. What does it take as a team to kind of flip that script and change that mentality and change the momentum?
We were down 5-0. I called a timeout. And it really, honestly, just brought everybody in to just kind of calm everybody down. Guys were starting to get a little hot with each other. And just calm them down, and then just kind of tell them that, hey, we get one back at a time. There are no 3-point shots in lacrosse. There are no 2-point shots in college lacrosse. So we're just trying to get one more back, and we just have to play for that next goal. And they did a really good job of just picking it off until we can get to a tie or be down by 1 at the halftime, ready to, really ready to move on to the rest of the game.
So let's talk about Alex Meehan, who's your face-off guy, kind of your FOGO guy here this season. After Alfred St had come back and tied it up 8-8, 1 minute left, he came through with winning that face-off to give us a chance to win it in regulation, and then wins that first face-off in overtime, which sets up the game winner by Tim Stuckey. So talk about what he's done, almost 80% in the circle this year, and what's Meehan brought to the table.
You know, Alex is a really funny guy because Alex is a football guy who kind of came over and I talked to him and I said, look, we're just going to concentrate on one thing with you, and that's facing off. And he's really taken it to heart. We get in situations like that where we know we're going to get the ball and we know we're going to get that face off. At the end of the game, we call a timeout after the goal. And, immediately I said, hey, look, it's fine. Everybody's okay. It's tie game. We're going to get the ball. In fact, I even told the official, when we pick up the ball and we get the ball in the box, we're going to call a timeout. That's how much. That's how we feel about Meehan, is the fact that we know he's going to be able to do those things. And this today was a perfectly good example of him just winning every face-off that we had to have to get back into this game, and then winning the face-offs at the end where really put us over the top. He won that last face-off in the overtime, that first face-off in the overtime where we were able to call a timeout real quickly. So, and then set up our play, and then, Tim just did his little magic on the corner, and everything came out well for us.
So let's talk about the offense a little bit. Dealing with a little bit of injuries here in the early part of the season has kind of forced some guys to step up. Players like Gage St. Leon and Jonah Austin and Marcus McNeil and Jarrett Walland especially. So talk about what those guys have done, how the offense is kind of better for it in the fact that other guys have had to step up.
Yeah, Jarrett, Jarrett is a kid that we always kind of told, he's got to kind of step up for us, and that was even before some of our injuries. And Jarrett's really done a tremendous job in just stepping into that role of being a guy who can kind of take over things at the midfield. Gage has been a guy, he's a freshman. He comes in, he's a little green. We're still working him through things, but he's getting a lot of playing time, which is really kind of making him a little bit more seasoned. And he's really kind of stepped up his game a little bit, which has really been really encouraging from the fall ball. And then we have Marcus McNeil and Jonah Austin, who have just played the role that we've needed perfectly in these situations where we've been really injury-wise. They've stepped into those spots, even so much that they're we're not going to move them out of that spot. The guys are going to come back. We get a little bit more healthier in a week or two, and that's just going to give us a little bit more firepower because we have now guys. We're not having one or two or three one or two guys who are just the guys who are scoring for us. We can dish it around to 5 or 6 different guys, and that just makes it so much harder to defend us.
So next 5 games are on the road, including 2 NCAC games to kick off the conference season. So talk about how we take this 4-0 momentum, and had a few different games that has been in this 4-0. You had a comeback win. You had 2 comeback wins when you include against Adrian, a couple of blowout wins where the offense really clicked. How do you take this momentum onto the road and into conference play?
I don't know. We'll see when it happens. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We have 5 games on the road right now. I am a firm believer as a coach as in home cooking, and so what we really needed to do today was a really good setup for us to take these next 5 games, because it really showed our guys that if there's some adversity that we have to face, we've been able to pull together and get over them. And when you get on the road like that and you have to play 5 games in a row on the road, it's long and it's tiresome, and you got to just be prepared to ready to play right away. We gave up 5 goals early in this game, and I really feel that the home crowd really helped us out here and stepping back into the game, where if we do that away, there's no home crowd stepping back, and there's no getting back into our locker room and kind of making adjustments and things like that. So the last couple of games have been really helpful for us, and I think it'll definitely help us down the road as we go into this pretty tough part of our schedule.
Very good. That was head coach Brian Jenkins of the Terrier men's lacrosse team. 4-0 start after a 9-8 win in overtime over Alfred St. Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you very much, Joe.